War has been declared, and missiles have been launched from here and there. In the mountains of Kashmir, there is no sound louder than the sound of gunfire, the roar of missiles and aircraft, and the roar of cannons. No sane person can do more than pray that he sees with his own eyes the mushroom-shaped smoke that will destroy Asia and the entire world. Today, the hands of the people of the world are on their hearts, while it seems that the makers of world events, conflicts, and wars know very well what they are doing. They are transferring nuclear madness from the borders of Europe in the west to the borders of China in the east, at a time when India and Pakistan are screaming at each other. Every missile from India is met with a missile from Pakistan, and every plane that passes by, we will turn it into scrap on the ground. And if you think about the nuclear button, we will press it before you do. Even targeting announcements have become based on religion, not just politics. Pakistan announced that India bombed mosques, and its response was devastating with missiles and downed aircraft, while India insists that it bombed extremist gatherings involved in its attacks in India. India's attacks were precise and achieved their goals. After the relative calm following a bloody night, everyone knows that there is no permanent truce. There is no stable peace, and just one more moment of tension could ignite a nuclear war between the two sides. It could destroy the planet. Let's take a look at what the international press has to say. We start with Sky News Arabia. The Pakistan-India conflict could end in 4 days. What's the connection to Ukraine? Sources reported that a war between India and Pakistan may not last more than 4 days due to the severe shortage of artillery ammunition stockpiles in the Pakistani army, amid the increasing difficulties facing the country's defense industries. Asia News Agency, citing informed sources, reported that Pakistani arms factories are facing significant challenges in replenishing their stockpiles, amid rising global demand and aging production lines, in addition to recent arms deals with Ukraine, which have depleted Pakistan's strategic reserves. Estimates indicate that Pakistan only has enough ammunition for approximately 96 hours of continuous combat, which poses a major challenge to its military doctrine, which relies on rapid deployment and the use of artillery and armored units to counter India's numerical superiority. Al Arabiya headlined: Pakistani Defense Minister, conflict with India has reached a stalemate. Amid renewed clashes on the Pakistan-India border, Pakistani Defense Minister Khawaja Muhammad Asif declared that the conflict with India has reached a stalemate. He also stated in statements on Thursday that there is no longer room for de-escalation with India. Meanwhile, the Pakistani Foreign Ministry announced contacts at the level of national security advisors between the two countries, according to Reuters. The Indian Defense Ministry also stated that the country neutralized Pakistan's attempts to target several military targets in its northern and western regions on Wednesday and Thursday morning. It added that Indian armed forces struck radar and air defense systems at several locations in Pakistan on Thursday. India accused Pakistan of targeting its territory overnight Wednesday using drones and missiles, noting that it responded by destroying air defense systems in Lahore, northern Pakistan. New Delhi also accused Islamabad of intensifying its unprovoked shelling across the line of control using mortars and heavy artillery across the border in Kashmir. It affirmed its commitment to de-escalation, provided the Pakistani military respects this. Artillery and machine gun fire erupted overnight Wednesday through Thursday along the demarcation line separating the two countries in the disputed Kashmir region. Kashmir attack. This comes a day after India announced it had bombed terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan in the early hours of Wednesday morning, 2 weeks after accusing Islamabad of involvement in an attack in Indian-administered Kashmir that killed 26 people, most of them Hindus. Islamabad denied the accusation and vowed to respond to the missile strikes. Tensions between the two countries, which have been at odds since the partition of the country in 1947, escalated following the deadly attack on April 22 in Indian-administered Kashmir, which killed 26 people. CNN headlined. Live update, first comment by Indian Prime Minister. Pakistan reveals the type of aircraft that shot down Indian fighters. Kashmir, why have India and Pakistan been fighting over it since the British partitioned the border in 1947? In his first public comment since the recent escalation in hostilities between his country and Pakistan, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi called for continued vigilance and clear communication. He chaired a high-level meeting with government ministers on Thursday, stressing the need for strong internal coordination and flexibility in the face of hostilities with his neighbor. This followed a statement by Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, in an earlier meeting with political leaders, that the Indian military operation against targets in Pakistan is still ongoing. India announced that it had targeted air defense systems at several locations in Pakistan on Thursday morning. This announcement, in a government statement, marks the first time India has confirmed targeting Pakistani military installations. India said its latest response came after Pakistan attempted to attack several military targets in northern and western India overnight. Pakistani Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar stated that his country's military used Chinese-made aircraft to shoot down 5 Indian fighter jets. Speaking in Parliament, he said, "It was our J-10C fighter jets that shot down the 3 French Rafale jets and other aircraft." He added that by 4 a.m. on Wednesday, a full Chinese team was in the foreign ministry, including their ambassador, who were aware of the incident. The YUM-7 newspaper headlined, "The Kashmir Problem, the Historical Roots of the India-Pakistan Conflict." Every time tensions flare between India and Pakistan, memories return to decades of conflict that have not abated since the partition of the Indian subcontinent in 1947. The relationship between the two neighboring countries has remained hostage to explosive issues, foremost among them the Kashmir issue, which has become a symbol of a long-standing geographical, religious, and political conflict. Despite more than 7 decades of independence, the wounds remain open, and previous wars cast a shadow over each new escalation. In this article, we return to the historical roots of this conflict and review its major milestones, to understand how the present was shaped from the ruins of the past. The Kashmir issue is the most important problem facing Pakistan today. Geographically, Kashmir and Jammu and Kashmir are considered integral parts of West Pakistan, but economically, they are interdependent. For example, the fruit and vegetable markets that grow in Kashmir are in Rawalpindi and Sialkot in West Pakistan. The two cities are also the major markets for wool and carpets made there. The closest natural seaport for Kashmir's foreign trade is Karachi, the capital of Pakistan. CNBC Arabic headline. As the conflict between India and Pakistan escalates, which is militarily stronger? India announced military strikes on targets in Pakistan, a claim confirmed by both countries on Wednesday, while Pakistan claimed to have shot down 5 Indian Air Force planes, an escalation that has pushed the two countries to the brink of a wider conflict. India said its missile strikes, which targeted 9 locations across the densely populated Punjab province and Pakistan-administered Kashmir, were in retaliation for a militant massacre of tourists in Indian-administered Kashmir 2 weeks ago, which New Delhi accused its neighbor Pakistan of orchestrating. Pakistan reported that the strikes killed at least 26 people, including women and a 3-year-old girl, and wounded 46 others. Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif described the attacks as an act of war, while Islamabad vowed to retaliate.